All right. How about California? Conservative Mexican and Zach. What's going on? Tell me about your boys or your girls who are running for Senate.
So as far as California goes, I'm really only paying attention to Orange County. I actually, to be honest, really just barely started getting into state and local politics. I would just do most of my videos based upon nationwide politics. In Orange County, you have Dana Rohrabacher going against Harley Rhoda.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important that he wins because the other guy, Rauda, he's more of the establishment type. So everybody in California that's running for Congress and anything, they're just basically running on we're not Trump. So we're not racists. We want to give you free healthcare and free education. So I've always said in all my videos that, in my opinion, California is the major state. Like we have to really, really focus on California, regardless of where you're from, because there's so much impact, and every other state sets its platform the same way as California, New York, and what Mike's seeing now in Florida. It's going far to the left to where it's just we have to increase taxes. You can't lower taxes, and if you want to lower taxes, it's the same narrative. All you want to do is give tax cuts to the rich. And I've yet to see one politician on the left that says, hey, let's increase taxes on the rich and lower it for the poor and middle class. That's where I instantly went to the right, because I saw the Democrats right from the get-go for who they were, being in California. I've never been rich. I've always been middle class, and I've seen people that are milking the system more or less kind of living a better life than you are. Like you're literally working your butt off, and people get programmed into milking the system. So they actually learn to deceive to get things. And you're the one that's actually funding all that. It's not the rich person that's paying for all that. It's the person that's trying to do it the right way, and then eventually millions of people just go, you know what? It's better off to just be deceitful and let somebody else pay for it all. So that's what's going on in my part of California.
Yeah, as far as California is concerned, I'm actually going to talk a little bit about Arizona as well, because that's probably where I'm going to end up moving to very, very soon. But for California, I mean, senators, you've got two choices. You got Dianne Feinstein, you got Kevin DeLeon. And I mean, both essentially Democrats, proponents of all the things that we've already talked about, and climate change and energy and all of that. Just very, very California, very, very green aspects. Again, not really too sure about it. I think I read a little bit into Kevin, and have supported him in some of those aspects. But the thing is, as far as local goes, like San Francisco, I mean, mayoral elections, London Breed's taking over. There's no real other person. I mean, with Ed Lee passing away just a while back, she was, I guess, the vice mayor or whatever, and now she's going to fully be that. But the interesting thing is actually Arizona, because Jeff Flake is stepping down, obviously, as senator, and I think he already announced that. And he's got two replacements. He's got obviously a Democrat, which I think her name is Kristen Simeon or whatever. She was in the news recently. And then Martha McSally, who is a Republican, typical all-American senator, 20 years in the Air Force, obviously a proponent for defending our borders. Border security in Arizona is a big thing, because you can just kind of wander across the border in Arizona. And the reason why I bring Arizona into the mix is Arizona is a swing state. It could go either way. It could be Democrat or it could be Republican. Right now, Doug Ducey, the governor, I mean, it's obviously a Republican red state, but I learned recently in recent years that it's actually a little bit of both. There's equal chances of a Democrat taking office as well as a Republican. With Martha McSally, the only thing I'll say about her, and I'm also critical of Republicans as well, is that she obviously did not support Trump in the beginning. She was one of those just typical went against the, went with the flow, oh, I don't like Trump because he doesn't like women. She's a Republican. She served as a congresswoman. But the thing is, ever since Trump endorsed her and has I guess shown his support for her, she has been kind of opposite, which just kind of stipulates that she's just another typical Republican. I don't really have an opinion. I would have to kind of see how that carries out. And I'm probably most likely going to still be voting in California upon the time, but in the future, that's something that I'll think about is, you know, it's most likely going to be someone like Martha McSally because she just meets all the criteria. You know, it's like border control and pro-Trump and war veteran. You know, you were a combat veteran. That's a big thing. Like Arizona loves its Air Force combat veterans and all that. So I don't know. That's all I'll say about that from my perspective.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Is it us? It's American Curls, Promethius, and I. So, oh, you still speaking, Zach? Hold on.
Good.
I think you were still speaking, and your mic got muted.
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So for American Curls and Prometheus and I, we're in Texas, and it's going to be. Somebody was telling me that there's an independent, and he's going to vote for him because he doesn't really believe in the lesser of two evils. But anyway, long story short, it's Beto O'Rourke and Ted Cruz. What are your thoughts on them?
I'm definitely going to vote for Cruz. We've already voted for Cruz. My whole family, we've been voting for him. But I had some people in my, like some conservatives that like follow me like on Facebook, and I've seen them say like, if you're in Texas, don't vote for Cruz because he's just as bad. And I don't think that people like, I think you do have to choose the lesser of two evils because, I mean, no matter what, you're not going to agree with one person. Like what you said with Kavanaugh, someone sent me the Patriot Act thing too. And I think you have to look at the whole picture. And we can't let that other guy get in. Like you have to choose the lesser of two evils in this case because there's only two options. What can you do? Like get the socialist, like who's basically Hillary, but a guy or
white Obama.
Yeah, white Obama.
Or Justin Trudeau 2.0. Like,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to like be mad about, you know, a few things about Cruz, and so I'm supposed to let this guy get in? No, like no, no. I mean, there's nothing we can really do about the lesser of two evils. We just have to choose that way. There's no other way around it unless they change the way it's done. So yeah, Cruz. I'm definitely voting for Cruz. They keep on coming to my house and asking me to vote for Cruz too. So that's kind of funny.
So you're in Corpus. So is there a lot of Cruz support down there?
They don't seem to be that into politics here where I am. They are more in like Dallas, Fort Worth area where I used to live. But I've seen a few Beto signs, like 3, 4. They don't seem to be that interested here. God, they're not pro and stuff like in Austin. They don't really come out like that.
Oh my God, they're littered all over Austin. And I'd start looking into him just because when I was lifting a lot of people, they were, talking about him. And then I saw the signs everywhere, and I'm driving, rich people to rich neighborhoods where they want to talk about, like all the problems and stuff. They want to talk about open borders. Yet they're not going to be affected by it. And that was the thing that really woke me up. I'm like, but you live in a gated community. You live far away from where all the illegal immigrants are going to move into. You're not going to be affected by the problems that's affecting the poor people. So, and they're just, I mean, of course there are exceptions, but a lot of them that I'm come across have just been so uppity and arrogant and just very narrow-minded that now it's just become a vendetta. Like, it's like, I'm gonna vote for Cruz, and I'm shocked. I'm shocked that I'm even voting, by the way. But it's like I don't even want Cruz to win. I want Beto to lose. If you know what I mean by that. You know what I mean? I just want him to lose, and I think if he does, there's gonna be riots. And I'm not kidding.
Like in Austin?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, they're serious there. They're not like that here. But I know Austin. They're
crazy. Yeah, I actually lifted a guy last night, and he was anti-Beto too. He was Latino, but he asked me, and I was like, no, because we were talking about the Kavanaugh situation. And it's funny because I think his friend was pro because he sat in the front and his friend sat in the back. And as I'm, talking about how I feel, his friend's like all shuffling in the seat. And when we got to the house, his friend got out the car, slammed the door. And we were still talking about it. He was like, yeah, I don't like Beto. He's fake and blah, 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 blah. And his friend's all huffing and puffing. as we get out the car. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I was watching the debate with Cruz, and I think they're going to have 2 more before elections. And, it's the same talking points. Beta's going up talking about, oh, another unarmed black man shot. I was like, dude, wow, okay. So you're pandering to the black vote. Like, we can see through that now. I hope you know that. Like, either he's an idiot or he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, or he's being told what to say, just like Obama was.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. They, like I said, they got a guy that's relatively handsome. I don't think he's cute, but he's more, physically. If we're going by aesthetics, that matters, a lot in society. People want to say that it doesn't, but it does. Even when Ted Cruz was kicked out, one guy was like, Beto is more attractive than you. And they're doing stuff. They had a rally a week ago. They're having like concerts with celebrities, like Leon Bridges played, and so did it was Leon Bridges and Willie Nelson, and I think there may have been some other people, but it was huge, and they had a lot of people there. I'm just like, wow, these people are falling for it again. It's like watching what I fell for with Obama. It's a little bit triggering for me, because I'm just like, now I see the game that they're playing. And I see all of the fallacies, and people are just buying into it. Supposedly intelligent people too, that, lawyers and people of upper education that are just buying into the whole Beto thing. And they're saying like, oh, he's such a nice guy. And the thing that really like gets me like livid is when he comes out and he's like, I'm tired of all the divisiveness and I just want to stop and I work with people. I'm like, but it's coming from the left. It's coming from your people. You're the one, like, you're the people that's causing the divisiveness. I think I said it right. Anyway, Promethius, talk about.
Yeah, okay, so Ted Cruz and Beto O'Rourke, I actually took a little bit of time to look at their their political history. So when I looked at, it just took like 30 minutes. But so it looks like Beto O'Rourke he's against pro-family, small business tax cuts. Beto is against something Safety Security Act of 2018. So he's already jeopardizing family and national security. He's pro-carbon tax, but human beings have carbon inside of them. The Opioid Crisis Act, he didn't vote for that. So it's not saying he supports it, but I mean, you would think that would be a no-brainer to vote against it. Let's see. He said no to for Americans to have access to lower premiums, on top of supporting the Obama Affordable Care Act. Damn Obamacare. So I mean, it looks like, let's see, economic growth, regulation relief, and I think it's Constitutional Protection Act. He's against that. He's against a bill called Securing Americans Future Act 2018, and he's against the Citizens Right to Know Act, and that was basically in regards to the patients having a right to know the medications that the doctors were trying to sell to them. The side effects, the prices, and I think the intent behind it was to lower down the prescription prices. Wait,
so that would stop the doctors from telling you if there was something in the drug?
I think it's in regards to pricing. It might be in regards to like the contents in the drug, but basically it appears to be a maximizing profit scheme. Basically with the trade-off being a citizen's right to know and possibly their health. The last thing I want to state, and I'm going to be voting for Ted Cruz because he said no to a tax increase. He's pro-gun. He's obviously pro-wall. He appealed Obamacare, so he is like in his record. But I think Beto O'Rourke actually supported it, like I said.
Big surprise.
No. Let's see what else. Beto O'Rourke. I don't like that he's pro-choice. I don't like that he actually wants to have government spending on renewable energy, and the reason behind that is because every single time you have government intervention inside of a corporation, the results are always negative. Capitalism is supposed to be separate from the government, you can look into Amazon. We're basically, that's government subsidized. I think we're paying like $1.48 a package. So we are forced to pay for this company. And I also think that Walmart might be government subsidized. So I'm completely against us taking our tax money and supporting these corporations that are already making a killing. But that's a long list, or why I don't like Beto O'Rourke, and I will be voting for Ted Cruz. He is currently, I think, 50% in approval, and Beto O'Rourke is at 44%. So Ted Cruz is winning by 6 points.